it's Lo from Custom Creations by Lo. Hope everybody's doing great today. Today's video is going to be a mold from the New Horizons box that I received in January from Resin Molds Express. It's a sailboat. It's called the Voyage. It's a 3D interlocking sailboat ornament mold. And I've already created some of the pieces with UV resin because I wanted them to be done. One is this cute little penguin captain. Isn't he cute? I used some UV resin, translucent from Hobby Lobby, $14.99. I'm not overly impressed with it, but it worked. And then I also mixed up with some of my Let's Resin UV white. I mixed up some red alcohol ink to create his little heart and captain's hat. And then I also used that same red for the life saver and the white, just plain white, and then made a starfish, and I guess they're both starfish, I don't know, but I made both of those. Those were all done with UV resin. I've already painted up the bottom part of the boat. I used some chrome powders from Let's Resin. I used the, I think that's Regal Blue for this part. And I used the red for the flag, which is this. And then I used, for the sail, I used this blue. And those are chrome powders. So, what I need to do now is to do the oars, the seating part, the anchor, and the compass. For the oars and the seating part, we're going to be using Diankapours Enchantress, because that's the darkest brownish color I have. And then for the oar, we're going to use this Iridon aluminum. And for the compass, we're going to use the pale gold. Both of these were purchased from laursartcorner.net. They are powders, so we'll be doing that. For the little penguin's eyes, I did use the Let's Resin black UV resin. And then for the white, I used the Let's Resin white UV resin. So they're done. So we're going to paint the oars and this up, and then we will do these two. Now, the total amount of resin it says we need is 4.7. Having watched other people's videos, I know that that's probably not enough. So I'll probably mix up either 5 or 6 ounces of resin so we can make sure we have enough. So the next thing we're going to do is, like I said, go ahead and get this painted up. And it shouldn't take too long, so I'm not going to put you on a fast forward. Now, I do have discount codes for most of these products in my description box. I do not have a, excuse me, a discount code for laursartcorner.net. There are other resin artists, you know, that you can see on YouTube that actually do have those discount codes, but I don't have one for these other products, with the exception of Hobby Lobby. There are discount codes in my description box. Now, this particular mold, I know came in, like I said, the January box. I saw, you know, a few other people make, you know, some of the molds that was in there, but I myself have not seen this particular mold being made. Now, I've made the octopus box in several different ways that was in there. I also made the little rose box that was in there. It turned out really, really cool. But to be honest, I've not seen this mold or many of the molds from the January box made. And of course, you know, my memory could be incorrect, so I don't know. But again, I've not seen this mold in particular being made. Just remember that the first color that touches your mold is the color that you are going to see. I will probably be pouring this with some black colored resin because I think that would be good. And then for the other pieces, since it's chrome, I'll probably be using black too. All right. So that's the oars. And I'm trying to keep watch on my camera because my videos that I have been doing today, I look up thinking I was recording and the screen was black. And I don't know how much I actually received or recorded. So I'm trying to watch it. So if you see me look up like this or you see my face, that's why. My poor husband has had sneezing fits for the past few days. So I feel bad for him. He and my son both have, that kind of problem. I every once in a while do, but those two, they will sneeze and sneeze and sneeze. And I think right now what they said the pollen is grass. So, and of course we've had rain. Then we had rain, and then we had more rain. So, now, you see me making a mess in these molds. I don't care because I've already done those, like I said before, with UV resin. The ones I don't want to get in is this one and this one. Now, if you saw my previous two videos, I had made my very first charcuterie board, which I think turned out really, really pretty. Made that for my daughter. This particular mold I'm making for her fiance because he loves the water. And hopefully he'll like this. I made an octopus box from the same box set in glow in the dark, which I gave to his son, my daughter's stepson basically. But I hadn't made her fiance anything, so I thought this would be a really cool kind of thing to make. So that's why we're making this. Because Father's Day is coming up pretty soon, and I thought this would be a little cool, simple gift. So now while I am painting this, I do want to say thank you to all my subscribers, to all my friends. Please like, share, subscribe. It doesn't cost anything, and I am, you know, really trying to grow this channel. I'll be coming up on a year, and I mean, I could be wrong, but in my opinion, it seems to be doing slow. I mean, I guess slow is better than none. I just want people to have fun, enjoy watching. And I know I said in my previous video, I am trying to make my videos shorter so they're not as long, because I know some people don't like that. Some do, but some don't. So I'm trying to watch my timing. I don't know. And if you want to see me make something in particular, put it in the comment box. Or if you see something I've made, but you want it in a different color scheme and want a custom order, you can reach me at my email, which is also in my description box. Okay, pretty much got this done, I think. Okay, we'll clean this brush and clean those so we can get those done. It's one thing I don't like about her jars is I can wipe off the outside of them several times and still have excess powder floating around like that. Which to me is a waste, because her colors are beautiful. Pretty color though. Okay. We will not be using this brush because it's a little too big for those two small pieces. So we'll go ahead and clean that with the sponge cleaner. I bought these off Amazon. You get a set of 2 for like $6. You could also make your own. Alright, so let's go ahead and clean this anchor. Just using a baby wipe. And the compass. I'll worry about the outside once we poured. Not going to worry about it right now because we can get that cleaned up later. Okay. There we go. Just doing this because I have the wipe out already. Like I said, we can do a good cleanup once it's been poured and cured. All right. Oh, I do see a little bit of powder in No, we're not doing that one, so I'm not going to worry about it. So these two are pretty small. So I need a teeny tiny brush. Alright, let me find a brush. That one might work. We'll do the silver first. Isn't that pretty? Remember, like I said, the first color that touches your resin is going to be the color you see. So I've got my thumb over the compass so we don't get silver in it. As far as the seating of the boat, any goes in there. The silver, I am not going to stress about it because you shouldn't see it. Okay, looks pretty good for that one. Just take this wipe here, get the silver off. And then we'll do the same for the gold. So pretty. Okay. Looks good. So now what we will do is I will pause, mix up some resin. So I'll see you back then. So give me just a minute or so. Shouldn't take too long. I'll mix it up, put on the debubbler into the vacuum chamber. And when we get ready to pour it, I will bring you back. Okay, so I've got the resin mixed up and I've tinted it, or used my eye candy black paste. Give me just a second. I'm trying to get my glove back on. It was eye candy Cookie Black paste. Beautiful color. All their colors are beautiful. Can't go wrong. Do have a discount code for them in my description box. And I can tell you that if you are wanting true colors, especially say like those colors that tend to turn different colors, say like red, you need to check out Eye Candy. He is also, Jeff is awesome. He is also a USMC veteran like myself. He has such a great personality. They have great products. They originated in Asia with, I think, car paints, and now they do all these colors, and it's awesome. So if you haven't ever used their products, go check them out. Use my discount code. Save yourself some money. They are reasonably priced. So yeah, they got some tremendous colors. I'm sorry I'm making a little bit of noise. I'm trying to get out a few baby wipes. Now, I did take my little windows level and try to make sure that these molds are pretty level. This one is, I thought I had it, but apparently I don't. I did use it on those because with these, since it is a puzzle, you do want to make sure it's, you know, it's the best. This is why this workstation here is not, there we go, that's better, the most level. That's why when I did my charcuterie board, I used my other desk because it's much more level. Now, I did, I mixed up a total of, I think it was 6 ounces of Bond Crafter 1-to-1 resin, part A, part B, and put it in the vacuum chamber. This, oops, sorry, this is part A, and the white, the B is the hardener, it's white. So yeah, great product as well. So do have discount code for them and on their website. Now, this is an important thing. You need to use these codes on the vendor's website, not on Amazon, because that's not going to help you, just to let you know. So anyway, so we're going to pour these. I did go ahead and paint up the shell of this tortoise with the chrome powder, just in case we have leftover epoxy. So let's go ahead and get these pouring. Now, I am, again, trying to watch this camera because when I was mixing up the resin, I did go ahead and record it. I happened to look up, and once again, my screen was black. I don't know what's going on with it. I know that my battery's good. I know my storage is good. So it might be spacey, and if it is, I apologize in advance. But let's go ahead and see if we can get this done. All right, so we're just going to start over here with the seating of the boat. I did not spray the molds with alcohol because obviously it's been painted. Now my resin did set in the vacuum chamber for 8 minutes. Trying to pour it slow. I don't usually do well at this kind of thing because my hands shake. I'm not that steady. And go ahead and do the oars here. See how I'm not steady with that? Just made a royal mess. Just get that cleaned up real quick. I'm sorry, my nose is trying to, yeah, that's not good. As you can see, it's getting ready to go way over, which and of course it's going there. Why wouldn't it, you know? That's okay. I'd rather clean up now on some parchment paper than have to try to sand things, you know. And I did make sure these were seated. That thing's getting on my nerves. Get over there. Okay. That's better. If I quit pressing down on it, we might do better, right? All right. That's the oars. All right. I am going to get here, my little spatula here to fill in these little small places. I think there's a hair in there. Yep, there is. And it's probably one of mine because nobody else really comes in here. And my husband doesn't have a whole lot of hair, so yeah, it's probably mine. This is the compass that we're doing right now. Go ahead and put some in our anchor. And y'all, I know I'm going to have to clean up on these because, like I said, I'm not good at doing these little small things like this. They are my nemesis. I think the hair is still on there from the looks of it. It is. All right. I think I need to put another stick under that because it's not looking like it's setting level and it's getting ready to pour out. So it's not full, so I know that's not the problem. All right. All right. Okie dokie, let's go ahead and get our boat here filled up. That one's got bubbles. We'll come back to it. You know, I may have missed it, but I have not seen anybody else make this mold out of the January box. If you've seen it, let me know, because I'd love to see what that person or persons did. Excuse me. Make a mess tonight. But I did, excuse me, I did want to do something a little different, something outside of my wheelhouse, because I don't normally do these kinds of molds. You know, if I quit pressing down on that bottom, it wouldn't be doing that. I'm definitely going to have a bunch of cleanup on this. It's okay. All right. I need a little more than that one. It's not domed. Rectangular. Let's go ahead and get rid of that bubble over there before I forget. That one needs some more at the top. That looks better. All right. That looks good. This one needs a little more. This is supposed to snap together like a puzzle. So you definitely want to make sure that the pieces are fitting properly. I swear there is still a hair on there. Did y'all see that down there? Still didn't get it. Still there. Maybe I'm imagining things. I don't know. I don't think so. Oops. Resin's starting to get a little warm. All right. Those all look good. So let's pour the rest of this in our tortoise. It should do just a shell. Okay, everybody, that looks pretty good. We're not going to do anything else with it. Hopefully you can see the extra over here. Let me see if I can move my camera. That's our extra with the rest of the black resin. So, I will see you back on demold, and hopefully we can finish this off. I hate this lighter. All right, so I'll see you back. Hey everybody, it's Lo. It's time to demold, one of our favorite times. So I went ahead before I came onto the camera and tried to clean the molds up because they were quite messy. I do hope that you're all doing well. I do know that we're going to have a little bit of trimming on some of these, but that's okay. Now, as a recap, I did the little pieces, extra pieces that go onto the side of our sailboat with UV resin. I used a Litz Resin White UV resin. I used some of the Hobby Lobby colored UV resins to do these pieces here. So we got a starfish and I guess another starfish of some kind, the little life buoy, and the little Captain Duck. I do know that a little paint up to do there, and then on the duck, Captain, I need to touch it up with a little bit of UV resin here and here because it does have a bubble in it, and it looks like there's one there too, but that's going to be easy because we're just going to use the UV resin, which is already white, so it should match perfectly to build those spots up. So let's go ahead and try to demold our other pieces here. We made the captain's wheel, I guess it is, anchor, the inside of the boat, and 2 oars. And then we have this sail. We did this sail and not this one right here. And then the bottom of the boat itself. And we had painted those up with chrome marker, not chrome marker, mica powders. And then I poured it with UV, I'm sorry, not UV resin, epoxy resin that we mixed up with black. And we used the Eye Candy Cocoa Black, Cocoa Black, or something like that. So anyway, so let's go ahead and get those pieces demolded. We'll start with our oars. See how they turn out. And for the oars, we colored them with Diankapours Enchantress because they were kind of a black color. We wanted to, well, not a black, but a brownish color. So there's the first one. That looks pretty good. There's the second one. Like I said, let's see if we can get that off with my nail. Yep. Right off. So there's our oars for our boat. And we'll get our captain's steering wheel out here. We painted this up with the Iteron bronze powder. Yeah, the Irididron, I think that's how it's pale gold. So that's what we did that with. Then we did the anchor in the same brand that I did drawn, but in the silver, so we have a silver anchor. Turned out pretty good. So those are our little components to our little sailboat. Now, this is what sits inside of this, if I understand the directions properly. And I believe I painted this up also with the Diankapours Enchantress, the same as the oars. Oh, that's good. A little bit of trim in here with a little craft knife will take care of that, but you can see right in there, but that'll be easy enough. Set that out of our way. Yeah, because I've let it set so you can see it's not bendy or anything, because I did want to make sure it was completely cured. And a craft knife, or even, yeah, a craft knife or my deburring tool should make easy work of that. Let's turn that up like this. Let's just see real quick. Yeah, it's coming right out. Get this little corner here. And I am trying to watch my camera, because if you saw the video, well, if you see the video that's come out this Sunday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, that video was not wanting to be done. I'm just going to tell you ahead of time. My camera, for whatever reason, kept shutting off. I'd look up and the screen would be black, and then next thing you know, I'd done all this work, you know, find out that it didn't record. So I'm trying to keep track of this here just to make sure that we don't have that issue. I don't know what was going on. All right, so that looks good. So I'll take a nail file to that. Just clean that up just a little bit more. Easy, easy, easy. Now this side's good. This side's good. This has got a little bit there. So we're just going to take our craft knife, kind of run along that to get that little edge. Because we want, this is supposed to fit, like, it's supposed to be like a puzzle. So we want to make sure that it all fits together properly. Taking care of doing it slow so I don't inadvertently cut myself. A little bit more right there. And a little more right there. There we go. That's about perfect. All right, let me clean that up. And we will get onto our sail. And I know this is going to need a little trim up, because you can see the little bit of overpour that I did there. And this we painted in one of the chrome powders. Ooh, this is going to be pretty. Look at that. We used the red, and it's from the Lich resin set. We used this red, which is just red, and then we used the blue, which is kind of to me it's kind of a teal or greenish color. And then, like I said, the resin was poured black because I wanted those colors to stand out. All right, so let's get, I think I'm gonna get my little trimmers real quick and cut some of that off, and then we'll use the X-Acto knife to get the very edge. Everything else looks really good. Don't you think? I mean, even the heart's wonderful. I can take a nail, it's got a little bit in there, but I'll just take my knife and go into there. So let's go ahead and get these off. So, funny story. At our home here, at our pool, we have an outdoor kitchen. When we built it, we also put in a brick pizza oven. And initially we did use it, and we used, you know, primarily for making our own pizzas. And they were good. And then, for whatever reason, we tended not to use it. So now we've got some repairs to do to it. And my husband, who, when he retired, he took over the cooking of most of the proteins outside, so we didn't have, you know, that meat smell in the house. And he's gradually been branching out and cooking different things. And I'm quite proud of him, actually. He makes a really, really good crab dip. He makes, does decent at, you know, his creativity. He's getting better at it, because he's not like me. I can go in the kitchen, grab a bunch of stuff, and throw it all together, and it somehow works. He is more of, all right, give me a recipe, and follows it to a T. But he's getting better about coming up with his own flavors, which is good. So long story short, he's been watching this guy on YouTube. Yeah, he watches YouTube. I don't think he watches my channel, because he doesn't really have an interest in that, which is fine. But he's been watching this guy using his brick oven to do all this cooking. So we have ordered the necessary supplies to get our brick oven up to par again. I mean, it's not bad. It just needs a recoating on the outside. Ordered a new stack. And according to my husband, we are going to start cooking in it regularly. So now I've been challenged to start watching these videos as well, so that we can use this for everything. My first thought is, I want to make some focaccia bread. That's what I want to make. And then maybe some chicken, or, you know, some shazuki, or, you know, stuff like that. So, I will keep you posted on how that goes. I may have to start doing a YouTube channel for cooking, which I used to want to do. But there seems to be so many. And, so yeah, we'll see how it goes. So I'm excited, because maybe I'll get the chance to be creative again, because I love to cook. I really do. But when he started doing all the proteins outside, I kind of got relegated to the side, you know, side dishes. And there's not a whole lot of, you know, you can do creatively, but not as much as what I like. So anyway, so that's going to be my story for right now, and I'm going to stick to it, and we will see how it goes. So keep a watch out. If I decide to start another channel, I will definitely let you know, in case you have an interest in that kind of stuff. I've actually been cooking since I was probably about 5 or 6. All home taught. All right, how's that look? That looks great, doesn't it? All right, so last piece to be demolded is the bottom of our boat. And this we actually painted in a darker blue. And I think, let me see, was it this one? Yes, I think it was this Let's Resin Royal Blue. And again, filled with black. So let's get this out. And like I said at the beginning of this video, I know this box, this mold came in the January New Horizons box. And I may have missed it. If I have, please let me know. But I haven't seen a lot of people actually make this particular mold. So I thought, you know, Father's Day is coming up. It'd be a cute little kind of gag gift to give to my daughter's fiance, because he loves boats and waters and that kind of stuff. He'll probably find it kind of corny, but that's okay. All right, our bottom needs just a little bit of a trim right there. But isn't that beautiful? Wait till you see the inside. Look at that. Oh my, that is gorgeous. Love that blue. Royal blue is my absolute favorite color. And then if you put it with black, to me that's a combo you cannot go wrong with. So, I'm just going to take my knife here, just skim it here. It's got just a little bit of edge to it. Maybe I should take my deburring tool, but I'm scared I'll scratch it. I'll just kind of go like this.